Hey fam, welcome back to my channel. This is me Anushka, and this is a longer version of the video Unlearn, a girl's guide to breaking the patriarchy. Like that. Okay, anyways, welcome back or welcome to my channel. I'm Anushka and I'm making a series called Unlearn, a girl's guide to breaking the patriarchy, which is generally about educating young girls or even grown women about patriarchy and how to break the system. Okay, so let's get started. Before we get started, if you would like to, you can always hit the like button and subscribe, okay? So that we can reach more people to spread the news more. Let's get started. Yeah, I just had to turn the grid setting off so that I can actually see myself. It was getting really annoying. Okay, anyways. Okay, so today's Independence Day, August 15th of 2025. I think it's the 79th or 78th Independence Day, I'm not sure. Okay, but anyways, it lies in that range. Okay, so I kept a story on my Instagram today saying it was actually a reel by Divija Basin, the awkward goat, aka the mama goat. I love her. I love Divija. I literally love Divija. But yeah. Okay, so I saw Divija Didi ki video in which she said happy Independence Day to all the men of India, but not to the women. Wait, I'll show you the video.
Happy Independence Day to all the men of India, because independence is a privilege only they have. Women are yet to be independent, yet to be given freedom in this country. Freedom to wear what they want, work where they want, live their life how they want.
So that video, it really spoke out to me. See, it is like I have always had this feeling that India is too patriarchal. Not just India, the whole world. It's like a bit more patriarchal than it needs to be, right? But it feels so good that I actually have an adult from, you know, the same setting of grow up that I had, and she speaks for the words which I can't. Okay, so I just feel really like, you know, it's like Divija is a voice and we are the coordinates of it. I just want to spread more of what I have learned from Divija, to be honest. Okay, she is such an inspiration. I'll even tag her. I don't know if he's gonna respond, but she is such an inspiration. Okay, so back to the story. So when I saw this reel, I thought I should keep it in my status also, because my parents cannot see my Instagram story, so I get it in my status also, so that my grandmother and my mousey, everybody that, like, you know, the close family, they could see. It took a lot of guts, but I did keep it. And well, it wasn't such a big deal to them. Okay, it was like nobody even mentioned it to me, like, oh my god, it is right. Few days ago, I remember saying this to my mom. We were having this not argument, we were just talking about the whole Saas Bahu situation, okay, daughter-in-law and mother-in-law situation, and I was like, you know, the situation is so bad that in some houses the daughter-in-laws get tortured. I don't want to speak about my family situation here. I don't want to put anything too much personal on here. That's why I'm not mentioning anything about my family, okay? But like, I was just speaking with my mom, and then I asked her, like, when you got married and you came to dad's house, okay, that's what you call them, sasural, okay? Basically dad's house is sasu maa ke house, sasural, okay? So I asked my mom, when you first came here, I asked her if you like had like, were you awkward to throw out your period pads? And she said she didn't say anything. Okay, I asked her, it must have been so awkward for you. I just asked her, saying like, you did this, you did that, everything would have been different. I mean, she left her whole family. My mom got married when she was 23. Okay, so she left her whole family behind at 23, which is like not even too much of a mature age. See, if you're moving out on your own, you have time to shape your personality, which usually happens in your mid-teens to your mid-20s, right? But imagine a girl has to pack up her whole big life of like 23 or 25 years max, and she has to move to the sasural and just like adapt to their family values and just forget about whatever happened in like her house. See, I'm not saying that she entirely forgets. There are still some houses which are good, you know. I don't mean good, I mean like they are not much very conservative, but there are still a lot of houses in India which are. The concept of moving to sasural, like I honestly don't get it. Two things which I like literally I don't get are arranged marriage and concept of sasural. Hear me out. Okay, so arranged marriage, right? So like arranged marriage is basically, see, with our generation, like with my brother and all, one brother got married. I'm saying with example as him, but like with our, we have to cut that out. See, I don't get the meaning of, I don't get the idea of two things: arranged marriage and moving into your sasural. Hear me out. Okay, arranged marriages usually nowadays they are like fine, they're letting the groom and bride talk, they're letting them socialize for 6 months, and then they're getting them married. But then the engagement happens before the 6 months, so you're like stuck with the person, right? So like you just have to get used to them before you move in with them. That's the concept of like the love/arranged marriage which happens nowadays. Okay, but back in like my parents' days and all, my parents, they like met each other once and then they talked on the phone and then they got married. Okay, and my mom moved into my quote unquote grandparents and dad's house, and it was like she left everything behind and she had to like start cooking for them, doing everything for them, doing this, doing that, and my okay, I don't want to use my family as an example, so I literally don't want to put it out there, but anyways, like, you know, a woman, I'll just take a normal, like some other woman as an example. Okay, I know stuttering a lot, but just bear with me. Okay, so like take an example, another woman. Okay, let's say she's like 23 or 25, she gets married and she goes to this her sasural, and her sasuma is like, we don't do this at your house, we don't do this at our house, you don't do it. Imagine the girl has been doing something for like a longest time of her life. Okay, it's like a part of her family's tradition, Maike ki tradition. Okay, and now suddenly after coming here, getting married and coming here, she's being told that you cannot do this anymore. Like, that is so wrong on so many levels, and yet it happens to so many girls and ladies of India, women of India. Okay, even like, okay, I know I cannot reach that vast of an audience to like the most conservative parts of India to say that don't get your girls married off at 15, which is illegal, but they still do it, right? You know, I know they do it. It's not just stopped. And also, yeah, so like that is wrong. Okay, that's like the concept of sasural is like so wrong. And arranged marriage, you don't even get used to each other. See, I'm not saying that love marriages don't have failures at all, okay, but it's the person that you choose for you. See, seeing the kundli, horoscope or whatever and getting married is like, it's like it is like, you don't need stars to tell you that you'll be compatible, you have to be compatible. See, many of the couples in India which I have witnessed, not just my family, even people around me, they fight a lot because they are so irritated of each other and their personalities do not get along. See, this wouldn't have happened in a love marriage. Sometimes it might. Okay, I'm not saying that all love marriages are like perfect and they end up in the happily ever after, but most of them do. Arranged marriages, people don't get divorced as often, but they just stay in the marriage and make themselves miserable, their kids miserable. Then that trauma is going to get passed on to the next generation. You know what I mean? I honestly don't get the concept of arranged marriage and sasural. See, if like a guy leaves his parents and stays with his wife alone, him and his wife stay alone in a house, it is, in at least where I live, it is called bad because it is known as abandoning the guy's parents, the husband's parents. Where if a wife does the same, which she is forced to do in all the cases which I have noticed, she has to leave her house, leave her parents behind. Even if she's an only child, she has to leave them behind and then go to her sasural and serve to her mother-in-law, father-in-law and all the in-laws, and the parents are left behind. That is appreciated. And if a woman sacrifices herself, quote unquote, for her sasural, it is glorified so much. It is. And like a woman who still does things for her parents, who still takes care of her parents, is called bad names. She is known as a person who doesn't serve a sasural properly. And there are so many insecure mother-in-laws who cannot handle this daughter-in-law being financially independent and helping her parents, that they start burdening her, which is very bad too. See, I'm not completely against arranged marriages, okay? Some of them do turn out good, even excellent for so, but there are many of them who just get married based on their kundli, horoscope, and whatnot, and they do not end up good. And at least from our generation, we have to stop doing that. Okay, see, like, we can fight. If you can do not get into arranged marriage, see, sometimes arranged marriage do end up good. So if you're like too busy to date, you can have an arranged marriage. If you're like compatible, like actually compatible, not kundli or horoscope wise compatible, you can get married, and that ends up really good. But if you're not, that ends up really bad. And if most of you are Indian, I think you might get what I'm saying, right? So young girls out there, listen to me. I am 16. No, I'm not even 16. I'm 15 and a half, and I don't think I'm the appropriate age to talk about these things, but I think I should, okay? Because as a part of India and as an Indian, I guess I can comment on these, okay? I have a voice and I'm old enough, okay? If I can choose a group which I have to do for the rest of my life and a career which I have to do for the rest of my life and prepare for JEE, I can talk about this too. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say for today's video. Hope you like this video. I will come back with more and more videos. Keep showering me with your love, support.